right behind him, the 2017 Roberto Clemente World Series runner-up, Wilkie Clemente, followed by Central Connecticut Baseball Umpires Association in full force. Take a good look at them when you have your complaints over the weekend. Please take notice to the mounted police coming down the first base line now. Okay, folks, there's another 6 teams or so that are out at other sites playing their games. You'll see them over the weekend. I'm going to turn the mic over right now to our MC, Mr. Michael O'Connor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Waterbury, Connecticut's beautiful Municipal Stadium, your home for the 2017 Mickey Mantle World Series. The second consecutive year, the World Series will be played in the heart of Waterbury, which will see this series played here through 2020. My name is Michael O'Connor, the regional president for Waterbury-based Webster Bank. It is my pleasure to be your master of ceremonies tonight. As you know, many of the players and families have traveled a long way to be here this week. There are now 16 teams in this prestigious event, hailing from California, Canada, Michigan, New York, Ohio, Oklahoma, Puerto Rico, Tennessee, Texas, and here in Connecticut. We welcome you all to our hometown of Waterbury. I'd like to take a moment to thank a few people for their tireless efforts in this fantastic venue. Mark Lombardo, Director of Parks and Golf, Dave Simpson, Director of Public Works, and the respective teams. Great job by all. The stadium has never looked so good. One thing that defines Waterbury as a community is our willingness to work as a team. Just like the ball players you see on the field of play, we are fortunate to have Police Chief Vern Riddick and his team of police officers who work hard every day to keep us safe, and a great fire department led by David Martin. These gentlemen have worked closely with the organizers to ensure that we're all safe and will have a great opportunity today and the coming days. Thank you to our police and firemen. I would like to recognize a few individuals that are here with us tonight that were prominent in the Mantle World Series years ago when last hosted by Waterbury. Committee members Don Insero, Jack McGuire, Jim Kelly, and our own Billy Martin, who also coached in the series many years ago. The Mantle World Series was played in Waterbury from 1984 to 1987. This incredible run featured future major leaguers Ken Griffey Jr., now in the Hall of Fame, Alex Rodriguez, Nomar Garcia-Pera, Mike Lowell, Chuck Knobloch, and Connecticut natives Brian Looney and Brad Asmus. Tonight, we are fortunate to have with us former major leaguers Brian Looney, Darren Bragg, and Rob Dibble. These gentlemen have dedicated their professional business careers to assisting in developing young ball players on and off the field as they mature in life and the game. Thank you for your contributions. In attendance this evening from the City of Waterbury, Board of Aldermen President Paul Pernaruski and Geraldo Reyes. Thank you, gentlemen. And Victor Lopez. Hello, Victor. It is my honor to introduce to you the mayor and my friend, the Honorable Neil O'Leary. Mayor O'Leary has a long and distinguished career of service to the City of Waterbury. Neil served in the Waterbury Police Department for 29 years, rising to the position of chief, an office he held for 5 years. While chief, led the charge in restoring our Police Activities League. 10 years later, the Waterbury PAL is looked on as the role model for PALs across the country. Upon retirement from the police department, Neil served on the Waterbury Board of Education prior to running for mayor, winning that office in 2011. I mention this because most would think that a chief of police would be a law and order mayor. He is, but he's much more than that. He is passionate about our youth and making sure they have positive school and after-school environments. And by the way, he's very good for the business community as well. Ladies and gentlemen, our mayor, Neil O'Leary.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're honored to be the host city for the second year in a row, the Mantle World Series. I'd like to first thank all of our sponsors who enable us to make this a successful year after year. I also would be remiss if I didn't mention two individuals who have worked for the last 12 months to make this another successful year, Anthony Santoro and Ray Brown. Thank you. We're looking forward to a great week with all of you. We're honored to have you here from so many different states and Canada. And we also are very, very happy to engage. Hopefully we'll make friendships. We'll see great competitive sports as well as great and better sportsmanship. Thank you all. God bless you.
I'd like to recognize from the Republican American, Joe Palladino. Joe, will you wave to the crowd? Joe has tirelessly pushed the efforts of the Mickey Mantle tournament and making sure we had great press coverage for this event. He can be followed on Twitter and I think live stream for scores and commentary on the series. Waterbury was successful in good competition to host this Mantle Series. This does not happen without the financial support of our sponsors. Our major sponsors for this event are Blasius Chevrolet, General Motors Corporation, the City of Waterbury, Gallagher Bassett, Cigna Insurance, and PAL, who sponsored yesterday's cookout. Our title sponsor and the sponsor for tonight's opening ceremony, fireworks, is McDermott Performance Solutions, headquartered here in Waterbury, with offices around the globe. Speaking on behalf of all our sponsors is Waterbury's own Chief Operating Officer of McDermott, Frank Montero.
Thank you, Michael. On behalf of McDermott Performance Solutions and all of our sponsors, I want to welcome all of you, the athletes, to our hometown of Waterbury, Connecticut. And to you fans, we promise you a great set of games that will showcase these kids' talents and the, shall we say, abilities that they are honing to help their future lives. I encourage all of you to encourage them to pursue their dreams and to never leave anything on the field, but first and foremost, to show that true sportsmanship is the name of the game. And Mr. Mayor, I want to thank you, and I want to thank the city officials for returning this crown jewel back to the way it was when I was a kid and I played down here in the late 80s. So thank you very much. Enjoy the game. Have a good evening.
Don't let Frank tell you that he played for the Giants or Dodgers AA teams here. Also important to the success of events like this are individuals who manage the work most never see. These individuals spent countless months, days, and hours getting us to where we are today. Special recognition to Connecticut Superior Court Judge Paul Manasavich for his fine legal guidance to the committee. Paul. To Ray Brown, Vice President, the Connecticut Amateur Baseball Congress. I joked last night that I thought Ray had moved into the stadium several weeks ago. And I can tell you that he didn't meet me from our 7 o'clock meeting this morning because he was running equipment out to one of the fields. Thank you, Ray. Tony Santoro is the president of the Connecticut Amateur Baseball Congress. Tony is a resident of Waterbury, and along with Ray, has been the driving force for the 2016 and 2017 Mantle effort. I'd like to ask Tony to the podium to say a few words. Tony.
Thank you. On behalf of the Connecticut Amateur Baseball Congress, I'd like to welcome you to the 2017 Mickey Mantle World Series. After more than a 20-year absence, the World Series returned to Waterbury last year. The tournament was such an overwhelming success that the ABC has extended our contract through 2020 and asked us to expand from 12 to 16 teams. This year's World Series is off to a great start. We had a reception for the players last night, which was sponsored by the Police Activity League. The reception was followed by a home run derby sponsored by Carm Faris and the Hit Club. We would like to thank Pal and Carm for their support. Jim Liritz was our special guest speaker last night, and he was very generous with his time. Jim played in the Midland organization in the late 70s, and he has fond memories of playing in ABC World Series. We have already played 14 games today, with another being played right now in Torrington, so we've had a full day of some very exciting and competitive baseball. We'd like to thank our title sponsor, McDermott Performance Solutions, and its COO, Frank Montero, for their generous support these past 2 years. Each player in this year's World Series received a very nice Academia backpack, which was donated by McDermott. We'd also like to thank Mayor O'Leary and the City of Waterbury, especially Director of Parks and Golf Courses, Mark Lombardo. They once again made sure we had all the resources we needed to run this tournament. We'd also like to thank Glacier Chevrolet and Cadillac for all the support they have provided over the last 2 years. We're excited to welcome some new sponsors this year, including Cigna, Gallagher Bassett, and West End Automotive Center. I want to personally thank our many volunteers who donated their time and considerable skills. Many of these people used their vacation time to be a part of this event. We simply could not run this without their help. This year we are also excited to be able to live stream many of the games. I would like to thank Mike Madden and Jack Petrucci for making this happen. Finally, I want to thank our co-director, Ray Brown, and his wife Lucy, for everything they have done to make this World Series such a great success. Last year, the CABC started a scholarship with the Sportsman Club in Ray's name, and we are proud to continue the scholarship again this year. I also want to mention our number one fan, longtime Mary Mascolo. Unfortunately, over the past year, we lost two umpires. Both of these people, John Bellino and Albie Urovich, were exceptional umpires, but even better men. We'll have more on John Bellino in a few minutes, but right now I'd like to say a few words about Albie Urovich. Albie umpired in countless of our state and regional tournaments over the years, and he umpired the most important games in last year's World Series. He was a true professional, always prepared and always quick with a smile. He had the perfect demeanor for an umpire, and anytime Albie was doing a game, you knew you were in good hands. It's often said that the best compliment an umpire can receive is if you don't notice that he is there. That was Albie. Now that he is no longer here, his absence will certainly be noticed, and he will be missed. We are honored to be joined tonight by Albie's son, Albie III, and Albie's sister, Mary. Unfortunately, Albie's wife, Susan, is not able to be here tonight due to illness. I would like to have Ray Brown present flowers to Albie's sister. Come right up, Mary and Albie. In this plaque in Albie's memory. The plaque reads, "In memory of Albie Urovich, a great friend of amateur baseball. Albie will be remembered for his exceptional skills as an umpire, his dedication to the game, and his consummate professionalism." Thank you, and again, welcome to the 2017 Mickey Mantle World Series.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's game between the host, Wilkes Storm, and Midland from Ohio will be followed by a fireworks display. Prior to that, there will be a special tribute in honor of longtime umpire John Bellino. First pitch will be thrown out by Frank Montero. Enjoy the game, fireworks, and let's play ball.
Okay, at this time, if we can have the teams disperse back out towards the south field where we started, and we'll have the two teams playing in tonight's game can take the field and start warming up.
Baseball, when longtime umpire John Bellino passed away unexpectedly. John had a true passion for the game. In fact, when it was announced that Waterbury had been chosen to be the host for the Mickey Mantle World Series, John, with characteristic excitement, was the first to call to offer congratulations and his assistance. During his career, John excelled in many roles: a star player at Crosby High School, University of Connecticut Waterbury branch, and what is now Western Connecticut State University. John was inducted into the Western Connecticut State University Hall of Fame in 2002. He still holds that school's record of striking out 18 batters in a 9-inning game. John went on to coach baseball at many levels. He was a renowned pitching coach, and many of his players enjoyed great success on the diamond. John served as an educator in Waterbury Public School System for 35 years, retiring as a principal. John is best known to most of us as a passionate baseball fan and an umpire. He was a true student of the game and an expert on its rules. John umpired for over 45 years and was named State of Connecticut's Umpire of the Year in 2005. John Bellino was a fixture on Waterbury baseball fields for many years. He umpired every important tournament, including the Mickey Mantle World Series in the late 80s and the early 90s, and also in last year's World Series, where he also served as rules interpreter. John was a mentor to countless young umpires, some of whom will be working in this year's World Series. Please direct your attention right now to the right center field wall, where we will unveil a banner honoring John. We now direct your attention to the first and third base lines, where many members of the Central Connecticut Baseball Umpires Association will line up in tribute to their longtime friend and colleague. Now, please direct your attention to the home plate area, where Ray Brown, co-director of the Mickey Mantle World Series and a former player of John's, will present flowers to John's wife, Fran. And now, on behalf of the World Series Committee, Ray Brown and co-director Tony Santoro will present a special plaque to John's family. The plaque reads as follows: in memory of John Bellino, presented by the Mickey Mantle World Series Committee with deepest appreciation and respect. John's enthusiasm and passion for the game of baseball and his unwavering commitment to players, coaches, and other umpires embodied the true spirit and traditions of the game, presented to the Bellino family this 26th day of July, 2017. Bob Palmer Field, Municipal Stadium, Waterbury, Connecticut. John has left a legacy in the greater Waterbury area which will never be forgotten. We ask that you stand and observe a moment of silence in memory of our friend, John Bellino. Thank you.